the gospel of peace, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. This speaks of the reconciliation power of the gospel. That every time the gospel of the kingdom is preached, man is reconciled to God and man is reconciled to man. It means there is nothing that is powerful enough to mitigate against reconciliation when the gospel is preached. So a murderer can be forgiven and restored to relationship. A sinner can be forgiven and restored to relationship. Two enemies can put their crisis behind them and be reconnected in relationship. Such is the power of the gospel. That's why you can call anybody. Look at all of us here. From our different backgrounds, yet we call ourselves brothers and sisters. And it is true. Because the gospel has reconciled us together. There is no more Greek. There is no more Hebrew. We are all one man in Christ Jesus. It's the power of the gospel. So anytime you hear the gospel of peace, the emphasis is on the reconciliation power of the gospel. And then number 5, you'll hear of the eternal gospel. Revelations 14, verse 6 to 7. The eternal gospel. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, or the eternal gospel, to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. Verse 7, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. Now, when we speak of the eternal gospel, we are trying to show you the holistic package of the gospel. That at the end of time, the sovereign God will come to recompense and to bless those who accepted him and lived under his government, and those who rejected him, he will separate them from himself. So the everlasting gospel, or the eternal gospel, is where salvation and judgment coincide. If you don't receive Christ, don't think that at the end of time, you will just do what you want. There is no middle ground. If you are not in light, you will end up in darkness. If you are not with God, you will end up outside God. So the everlasting gospel, or the eternal gospel, is a revelation that God is not just sovereign, but that God has authority to judge. And when he judges, his judgment will be just, to bring salvation to those who accepted him, and to bring condemnation to those who chose the way of